So there's been a lot of doomy posts and gloomy posts and just a lot of negativity surrounding the Endfield live stream. And I, for one, am super positive about it. I am, just like Super, I'm hope maxing. I was smiling from ear to ear pretty much through the entirety of the beta live stream until I found out that it wasn't literally on the day of the stream and it was a closed beta as well, and I was going to have to run the gambit also. But that being said, I was happy about everything pretty much. You know, there's valid questions on the gacha, and I think there's fair worries on the blueprints. We don't want to talk about that today. Today, I want to talk about something that not many people have really been speaking about since this last live stream because of everything else, and that is how freaking good this game looks. Visually, the way it runs, the combat, the environmental design, the lighting, the particle effects, the water, the foliage, the flora, the fauna. It all looks top tier, and in my opinion, the best looking gacha game to date. I know it's not out, but it looks bloody gorgeous. And can we take a moment as well to just talk about the architecture also? Like the scenery of Wuling, it looks stunning. We got a little walk around in the live stream, and we got to see the areas where water is covering areas like the marshy areas. We got to see Chen walking around the city, the giant beans, creatures. We saw the stork. We saw like a little, I don't know, like a rhino type thing or whatever it was roaming around. The game looks absolutely beautiful. Again, the architecture, the water effects around the area, the NPCs. It just looks gorgeous. It looks like there's plenty of verticality to the area as well. Things like the trees, the foliage, the shadows, the skybox, if you will, the surrounding area. Because one thing, since the game isn't truly open world and is these semi-open world instances, these hub areas, it allows for them to make gorgeous backdrops. And I know that might sound a little bit, well, who cares about that? I can't go over there. But it just all adds to the window dressing. Some of the environmental design in this game, like the areas where we got to see the water mills and the waterfalls and the blossom trees, looked absolutely gorgeous. The town that you walk around as well looks decently populated. Again, the trees on the stuff you're seeing now as they're taking the photos, it looks bloody gorgeous. And can we take a moment as well to just talk about the characters? They look like they've even increased the graphical fidelity on the characters once again. The motion of their outfits as they're flowing, the actual rigging and the animations, seeing your fellow teammates tell you where chests are, actually grab the things off the floor. It's all so immersive. You know, the additions of the quality of life, like the chest tracker and stuff like that, great to see. And just looking at the actual characters themselves, going back to that, when we look at the individuals, like when we look at Ardelia, how her name is now, the fur around the bottom of her outfit looks gorgeous. It all just looks so beautiful. The fact that they're adding in the Death Stranding shared constructs and such, as you'll be able to leave little messages around and kind of see what other players have been doing, adds to this whole lived-in world on the frontier, we're building it together kind of aspect. And I, for one, am really happy about that. I think the game looks even better than it did in the beta, and the game looked gorgeous already. Just looking at things like the grass blowing in the wind, it looks so lovely. And again, I think this all is benefited by the game not being truly open world. It allows for deeper, more densely populated areas rather than larger, more vapid, less interesting areas. I, for one, love open world games, but I also think semi-open world instance hub worlds are amazing too. And I think you can almost do a little bit more when you build the game like that. It allows for a little bit more, it feels a bit more handcrafted. That's the word I'm looking for. It feels a little bit more handcrafted. And also, I went on about this before, right? Helga looks fucking amazing. The skill is so good to see. The shield guards coming in. Again, Ardelia looks great as well. I like the look of Lacerite also. What is his name? Alesh, the dude who brings the fish in. Not really my style, but I'm here for it. Take on the 4 stars that we've got, including 12F. They look like 4 stars, but they're animated in such a good way. They look so good when they're in combat, and I'm really happy to see that 4 stars aren't getting basically scrimped out on because they're 4 stars. You can look at them visually and tell they're 4 stars, but from an animation standpoint, they look pretty premium, if you ask me. And this all adds to the excitement for me for the game. I cannot wait. I can't wait to explore this world. I can't wait to learn more about what's going on. And I just can't wait to experience what Enfield's got to offer, because I think it looks like it's got a lot to offer. Again, a lot of people have been talking about the negatives, me included. I wanted to talk about them, but I don't feel the same way that it seems a lot of people do. I'm incredibly positive about these things, and I'm excited to see what comes. And the combat as well looks great. We've had some additions to the dodge, another thing that caused a lot of controversy, but I think it looks great. We now know that we'll get 2, and then we've got a cooldown, so we're not going to be able to dodge spam as well, so that's not a worry. The actual perfect dodge mechanism, and then the secondary dodge that just allows us to continue on our combat chain. Again, talking about the combat, Lacerite looks amazing in combat. Like, even if you don't like her design, she looks amazing when she's fighting. Her animation, she's so fluid. Her skill when she whips out that giant scythe and puts the mask on. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It just takes me back to Inez when you've got the skin on and you engage your skill and the mask comes on, and it just looks so cool. And I'm just really, really excited about it. I'm also excited about the kind of alluded to that mode where like we go dungeon crawling. What is that going to be? Is that going to be something that's as close akin in terms to IS roguelike? Is it going to be replayable? Are there going to be random dungeons, potentially random encounters within these dungeons? How is that going to work? I'm really interested in that. I'm also excited to see what we are actually going to do with like the tower defense, the base building, and how that potentially could be incorporated into combat and action gameplay as well. And what I mean by that, I've spoken a few times of us potentially having some alternate ways to play the game in terms of it becoming isometric in its viewpoint, and maybe playing a pseudo tower defense RTS mode within the game where you actually can drop characters down into certain areas and they're almost semi-AFK while you're putting up turrets and you're defending the base or whatever the point of interest might be. I think that could be really cool to see. I don't know if that's going to be a thing, but I'm excited to see what they're going to do with all of these mechanics, how they're going to implement it. I'm excited to see how they're going to deal with events, how they're going to deal with story chapters, the additions of characters, all of these things. As I say, I am hope maxing on. I'm not sitting here thinking, oh, I'm worried about this, I'm worried about that, because as a newcomer to Arknights, I think Hypergriff have ran their game exceptionally well. Are they perfect? No. Does it mean they can't make mistakes? Of course not. But it leads me to have confidence in this is going to be good across the board for the most part. Maybe I'm naive. I don't care. I'm usually very cynical, but I'm incredibly hopeful for this game. I'm incredibly biased, right? It's my most anticipated gacha game, and I'm going to be playing the crap out of this on launch. But I'm also genuinely in the belief that they are going to cook on pretty much every aspect of this game. Now, of course, there's going to be things where they don't quite shine on, but I do believe the positives are going to vastly outweigh the negatives. And I, for one, am incredibly excited about it. Can I just go back to the combat again as well? You know, the particle effects and like the skill effects and stuff as well. It just looks so good. The lighting, what they've done with Unity is rather impressive. It shows that Unity is still capable of doing some gorgeous stuff, and hopefully, with it being on Unity as well, it is going to be a little bit better for lighter systems, better on the console, and hopefully better for you guys on mobile. We only got to see it on the iPhone 17, right? So I think if you're on a bit of a potato phone or a mid-range phone, you might be cooked, but hopefully not, because I want everybody to experience this, because I'm incredibly excited, and I kind of just wanted to make this video, right? We watched the Super video yesterday, and I am pretty much in lockstep with him. He's a little bit more negative on the gacha system and the battle pass, because it is objectively a step backwards from how Arknights is monetized. But I understand. Well, it's not that I understand. It's that I expected that, right? I expected with the change of the game, we were going to get a change in the way it was monetized. And I'm kind of okay where we're at. I think it's a sort of middle ground, an attempt by the developers to balance profitability with a good system for the players. I think the battle pass is pretty decent as well. It does encourage a bit of FOMO to need to stay on every day to get the next one for free, if you will. But that option's there. You know, you can always back off and pay for it the next time kind of thing. But yeah, I was pretty much in lockstep with him, all of that. And it just made me think, I need to make a video kind of glazing this game, because I am a hyperglazer at heart now. And I very much enjoy Arknights, and I'm very excited for this. And all the conversations at the moment have either been around dodge, blueprint, gacha, people arguing with people about their viewpoints on the gacha, people counter-arguing. And I just wanted to come here and talk about the game. Let's do more talking about the game, because I, for one, am incredibly excited. I do like the actual afflictions that you can add, and what is it, the solidify and all that sort of stuff. It's not the deepest thing in the world. I'm excited to be applying all these different effects to the enemies as well. The nature inflictions, the cryo inflictions, the electric inflictions, the heat inflictions, all of this sort of stuff. I'm here for it all. And I can't wait to see, hopefully, how they make defenders really useful as well. That is probably the one thing, if I was like, how are they going to do that? And I think that'll be the most difficult thing for them to do, is to make defenders really, really useful and not just be a gimmick, to actually be useful within the game. But other than that, I ain't got no worries. I'm sitting over here with a smile on my face, and I cannot wait for this game. And I can't wait to be playing the beta, hopefully, with you guys. And I can't wait for the launch of Arknights Endfield. Hopefully, it's not too long. I'll see you guys in the next one. Ta-ra.